Hello, I'm Kathleen Choi. Welcome to Asian Voices. On this week's show, we'll meet a young media technology pioneer and entrepreneur who has even been featured in Forbes magazine. Then we catch up with two remarkable sisters who share their incredible story of escaping from the Vietnam War and are now running their own successful businesses that will make you smile. And later, our taste buds go into overdrive as we visit the annual Ramen Festival in San Diego. These stories and more coming up next on Southern California's source for Asian and Pacific Islander culture, arts, lifestyle, and entertainment. Let's meet a remarkable young entrepreneur who possesses both vision and creativity and knows how to use technology to successfully achieve both. Bing Chen is a digital media pioneer whose career has taken him to the top of today's technology and media world, working as an executive at companies like YouTube, and he has been listed on Forbes' top 30 under 30 leaders. Let's meet with Bing and find out how his technology is forever changing our world of entertainment and gaming.
I think of myself as I'm a builder. I like to build new things that don't exist, to try to progress our species in our world. I think traditionally people would call me an advisor, investor, entrepreneur, and or a creator. I'm a third culture child. So I was born and raised in Knoxville, Tennessee. I spent my formative years in Shanghai, and then I spent my high school years in Orange County, California, which is why I sound like a surfer bro. And I went to school on the East Coast, then moved around, and now I spend my time in 3 different continents. I think one of the challenges, but also gifts of being a third culture kid is you don't actually identify with a single nation, right? So I think of myself at once as Asian, also American, also a global citizen, and so forth. While I think for some people, sort of racial identity is deep-seated and really critical, for me, to be honest, being of our species is the most critical thing. And I think that prioritization also enables me to identify sort of empathetic opportunities to collaborate with other communities who may be of different races, ethnicities, so forth. So the point of our species being here is to build something that outlives us, right? That helps more people that we may never find success with, right? And so for me, how that manifests is platform services and creative stories and IP, because what we hear is what we believe, what we do, for as many people as possible so they can realize their dreams. And so, when I was younger, I used to say, all right, well, I want to be the next Walt Disney because I think I can create systems and worlds where people can realize their dreams. At YouTube, it was how do we create a platform whereby all artists and all voices can sort of realize their ambitions, monetize it, and so forth. And then even in our nonprofit work, like with Gold House, the idea is for an entire race or a set of ethnicities globally to also realize their full potential at the highest level. YouTube was my first job out of college. I was excited to go to Google and YouTube because my dream was to be the next Walt Disney, and I thought, what does the next Walt Disney company look like? And it was self-evident to me, at least in 2010, that it was going to be a platform that enabled anyone to thrive and make their own franchise, as opposed to a walled garden. And so fast forward 4 years, we built the largest creative economy since the advent of cable TV. The YouTube creator ecosystem enables more than 500 million creators to express their passion to the world, regardless of what they look like. There's a place for you, and also monetize and sustain that audience at a global level, which was just unfettered and it really sort of unprecedented. So it was an incredible experience. Yeah, I mean, the reason I thrived really early is one, I just had incredible mentors who were looking out for me. I had the most incredible bosses and people like Chris Hamilton, Margaret Healy, Shannon Zach, all sort of from different cultures who believed in this vision, who believed in me. I think secondly, like all things, is we also thrive because no one else cared. And I think this is one of the challenges challenges in life, whenever you try to create something new, most people will either not understand you or sort of, disavow you in some way because they're nervous that you're shattering the status quo in a way that's unproductive. But yeah, I mean, I think like all things, as long as you're a pure heart and you deliver well and you do your homework, you're able to create something that's really special. And in terms of the YouTube creator ecosystem, something that is commercially very viable, worth billions of dollars, but then also I think critically really compelling. You enable anyone to have a voice. One of the real reasons we started the creator ecosystem is because we realized there were 2 or 3 demographics that were actually over-indexing on YouTube, but were underappreciated in traditional media like TV and film. They are, of course, the Asian, the African diaspora. We realized that, I remember 3 or 4 of the top 15 categories were actually ruled by Asians, and nowhere else was that the case. So the world's leading beauty fashion guru was a young girl named Michelle Phan, right? Nowhere else. You watch Victoria's Secret fashion shows back in the day, you won't see a single Asian face, right? The top comedian was a guy named Ryan Higa, who still is top comedian. The top narrative storytellers were Rocket Jump, Freddie Wong, as well as Wong Fu Productions, also Asian, right? The top musician was Daystorm Power, black, right? And so there's just a lot of these people that, in any other industry in the linear side, they would have never even gotten sort of the light of day, and yet we're dominating in a much larger, much more engaged audience online. And so I think that gives me a great source of pride, not just, for fellow Gold people, but I think also just as a lesson that, again, all sort of mass things have to begin very, very, very niche, just because they haven't been afforded the commensurate opportunity elsewhere. And so I've effectively been trying to build what I colloquially say is like hopefully the next Walt Disney company. So what is a platform, set of services and worlds based on IP or creative that not only cross-pollinate but enable anyone to realize their ambition faster and more deeply? So we've been working on a slate of different things. The first things will roll out next year. I'm really excited about it. It's like life's work, and hopefully it won't screw it up. Yeah. If you are put on this earth, Darwinian law says that you have a right to thrive. If you exist here now, you deserve to exist and to thrive, period. And unfortunately, because of a lot of systemic challenges, whether they are gender-based or ethnic-based or whatever have you, that's just not possible for everyone, and that's unacceptable to me. And so all of my nonprofit work, whether it's focused on youth development, economic development, Asian development, and so forth, or creative development, is all focused on unlocking that potential and sustaining it, period. I'm Bing Chen, and this is my voice.